From ancient Minoans and Greeks to Venetians and Ottomans, from beautiful views of the sea and a seemingly endless number of beaches to scenic hikes in the interior, Crete is a destination that offers a glimpse into the past and numerous opportunities for adventure. Crete is the largest island in modern-day Greece. Its location in the Mediterranean Sea is not far from present-day Turkey, Egypt, Libya, and Cyprus. The two major airports in Crete are in the capital Herakleion and Chania, which are both on the northern part of the island. While both cities offer lots to see and do, Herakleion is a common starting point for many travelers because of the world-famous ruins at Knossos, just south of the city. Knossos was built by a group of people commonly referred to as the Minoans. Knossos is called a palace, but archaeologists are not 100% sure of its actual use. The structure was constructed on a hill overlooking the immediate area and had multiple levels as well as numerous rooms. The structure was built around 4,000 years ago, and the site of the palace has had human habitation for almost 9,000 years. Knossos is probably the most popular tourist destination in Crete, and you may have to wait in line to get in, but the ruins are large enough that you'll probably have plenty of space to wander around. A ticket to Knossos has the option to include a visit to the Herakleion Archaeological Museum. This museum was built on top of a former monastery and houses numerous Minoan items found around Crete, as well as items left behind by ancient Greek, Roman, and Ottoman inhabitants of the island. The Minoans are of interest to many because they left behind so many material bits of their culture, yet comparatively little is known about them. They did have a system of writing, but we have no Rosetta Stone to translate it. Thus, archaeologists and historians are limited to the physical remains left behind by the Minoans. The word Minoan comes from the story of the mythical King Minos and his labyrinth with a minotaur. The prominence of bulls in Minoan artwork led earlier archaeologists to use Minos' name to describe the culture that built all of this. The museum offers a glimpse into the life of these people, from everyday use items to frescoes showing Minoan life. There are also some of the more iconic remains of Minoan society, from this intricate bull's head to these two female figures. Despite the lack of written sources, Crete's location can tell us about the Minoans, as well as give us a glimpse into the ancient Mediterranean. Crete's proximity to so many parts of the Mediterranean enabled the Minoans to build trade relations with other population centers and trade not only goods, but also ideas. While Minoan art is unique in many ways, there are structures that bear resemblance to images found in the Middle East and Egypt. These similarities show that in the ancient Mediterranean, groups that we call civilizations not only traded material goods with each other, but also shared cultural ideas with their neighbors. This is not to say that everything was peaceful. In fact, many weapons have been discovered with Minoan artifacts, indicating that the Minoans were engaged in conflicts at times. But the presence of different cultural themes in Crete tells us that cultural ideas were passed between what we like to refer to as civilizations. Crete is relatively large, and it's pretty easy to hop on a bus or a ferry to see different parts of the island. There are many smaller towns and cities around the island that can give you a taste of life on Crete. One such town that is worth a look is Rethymno, located on the northern part of the island between Herakleion and Chania. Like many towns in Crete, it is located on the seaside and has lots of ruins that are worth seeing. One of the larger structures in Rethymno is the Venetian fortress, located just outside of the city. The fortress was built towards the end of the 1500s, but the area has been the site of building projects from the Minoans to the Byzantines. While the fortress is interesting to look at, the former inhabitants are of particular interest. The fort was built by the Venetians. At the time the fortress was built, Venice was an independent city-state that built a massive trade empire trading across the Mediterranean. Venice was a major power in the Mediterranean for hundreds of years, and Rethymno was a logical place to build a fort, since it allowed Phoenician ships to dock and resupply as they traveled around both Crete and across the Mediterranean. The Venetians eventually lost control of the fortress to the Ottomans in the mid-1600s, as the Ottomans incorporated the area into their own empire. The fort is by no means the only thing to see. Rethymno has a small old town that is filled with coffee shops, restaurants, and small stores. Like many places in Crete, there are numerous restaurants that offer a variety of cuisines, from international flavors to local Cretan dishes. Also, like many parts of the island, Rethymno has an enormous beach stretching several kilometers. There is lots to do at the beaches, from water sports to relaxing in the sun with a drink. While the coast has a lot to offer, Crete also has several hikes further inland that are both fun and filled with amazing scenery. One of the most popular of these hikes is the Samaria Gorge. The gorge is in a national park and can be accessed by both ferry and roads, and offers amazing views of the mountains inside of Crete. It's a steep descent from the trailhead to get into the gorge down a well-maintained trail. Upon entering the gorge, one is greeted with beautiful scenery, as well as a few animals now and then. There is also the opportunity to see more ruins, as well as small, still-used chapels. Samaria Gorge isn't a super challenging hike, but it should not be taken lightly. There are significant up and downhill portions and can be hot in the summer. Despite the heat, hikes in inland Crete are certainly worth your time if you're looking to explore the island away from the coasts. While this video only featured a few spots in Crete, these places should only be seen as examples of things to do. Crete is filled with many other towns, beaches, trails, and historic spots that are very much worth your time to see.